Hello everyone, Zeddy here today with a brand new video, and I was recently playing a game, and I noticed my opponent evolved his card into something I don't think I had ever seen before. And then I realized, wait, that minion was actually created. It's an actual card that the card designers at Hearthstone intentionally made. What was it called? Well, its name was Death Revenant. Do you know what it is? I bet you don't without looking it up. So let's go over. We're going to go over 9 class cards and a bunch of neutrals of what in the absolute hell were they thinking when they made these cards. These cards are either so terrible, so horrifically bad they have never seen play, or just literally do the most pointless thing, which also led to them not seeing play. I tried to avoid cards that were like commonly created by like a random pirate or something like that. So let's go over some of the most pointless and terrible cards and why were they even made? Like why? So number one of my favorites, Duskfall Avianna, Druid legendary, 5 mana 3/7 from the Witchwood expansion. On each player's turn, the first card played costs 0. Who has ever made this card work into a deck that actually won more than 10% of its games? The answer, nobody. This card is terrible. Boom! What were they thinking when they made this? Like, what are you going to do with this? The only ever thought I came up with or have heard is you play Alarmobot and then it cheats out Dustfall and Avianna, and then you get to play a card for 0 mana. So you just have to have Alarmobot live, you just have to have it pull Dustfall and Avianna, and then you get a discount. Sweet. That's crazy. Unbelievably bad card. I would love to hear why. Why was this the thing? And people, this is a legendary. People open this in packs, they got excited. Terrible. Next, we have a hunter spell named Hidden Cache. This is a secret, believe it or not. It is a 2-minute secret that after your opponent plays a minion, and yes, I have to read these because who the hell knows what these are? After your opponent plays a minion, give a random minion in your hand +2/+2. Wow, 2 mana, give a minion +2/+2. Well, that's not very good. Oh, and it's random. And your opponent has to play a minion to activate it. And you have to spend mana on this, unless you cheat it out. I've never seen this card come out unless it was like randomly created. And I just, again, what was the strat? Like hand buff? Okay, at least give it a decent buff for 2/2 for 2 is like is overcosted. It's just terrible. And it's like, again, no idea. Terrible card. Next, we have the Mage spell that drives me the most insane because, well, I actually get it almost on a daily basis when I play Wild. Glacial Mysteries. 8 mana spell, put one of each secret from your deck into the battlefield. So you remember Mysterious Challenger? That card was insane in Paladin, right? Well, it cost 2 less, it had a 6/6 body and did the same thing. This costs 8 mana, and it's just why? Why? Even now that you can like cheat it out with that like Dragon Caller, or you could cheat it out in a Highlander deck with the legendary, I can't remember. Again, another card nobody plays. It's just, even then it's horrifically bad. Like when you cheat out, you can cheat out secrets on turn 1 and make them cost 0. Why do I need to wait till turn 8 or 6, I guess, with the Dragon Caller to make it work? Just unbelievably terrible card. And I swear they made it just so you randomly get it and you can never play it and you lose. Like, it's double level of bad. You can't play it, and you also can't play it if you randomly get it. Just terrible, terrible card. Next, we have a Paladin weapon, Light's Sorrow. Yep, it's an epic too, and it's a 4 mana 1/4 weapon, so Light's Justice costs 4 times more. But here's the insane part. If a friendly minion loses Divine Shield, it gains +1 attack. Wow! So you only have to like lose like maybe like 3 minions to make this decent. You get like a 4/4 weapon, but you have to have minions on the board, Divine Shield, and then they lose it. Yeah, shockingly, this card never really saw play. And I think if it cost 2 mana, it would still be terrible. But hey, it costs 4, and it was an epic, so yep. That was fun. Speaking of terrible epics, we have a couple more in a row. But starting with the Priest spell. Surrender to Madness. Okay, well, it's gotta be good, right? 3 mana spell, destroy 3 mana crystals to give all minions in your deck +2/+2. So yeah, there's this card called Embiggen, also an epic card. It costs 0 mana, and it gives all of your minions +2/+2 in your deck, and it makes them cost 1 more. This destroys 3 mana crystals, and you have to pay 3 mana for it. It's like a 6 mana swing to get +2/+2. Yeah, the only time I ever see this play is off of like Yogg's box, and it usually loses my opponent the game. Or I would get it off Lyra, and I could never play it. There was a game, though, where I played 3 of these as a meme, and shockingly, I lost. I don't know. I just, again, why was this made? What does this accomplish? I guess if you want to lose, it's great. Speaking of wanting to lose, next we have Poison Blade, another epic. Notice how all these horrendously terrible cards you can never play are epics, and they're expensive, and they feel bad to open. Well, Poison Blade is a 4 mana 1/3 weapon. Oh my, it's even worse than Light's Sorrow. But hold on, here's the amazing part. It gains +1 attack for each hero power you make. And you don't lose the durability except when you attack. And, well, you know, 2 mana gain +1 attack is just insane, right? No. There's just no way you would ever make this card good. Ever. Like, ever. The buffs, we've seen Leeching Poison be infinite. We've seen multiple buffs like Tinkmaster's Oil and all these things, and yet this card still could never, ever be playable. So again, the question is, why was this card made? How are you supposed to win with this? Although there was one cool play where you could get you could high roll the dragon from Mage and make your hero power cost 0. It was like Caldera Drake, and you make your hero power cost 0, and then you had infinite damage with this. But it was impossible to pull off and was completely random. But I guess that was the thought, maybe? I don't know. And now we have a Shaman minion that is just the most underwhelming, most pointless thing I've ever seen. Wartbringer. The name alone is just ugh. And it's a 1 mana 2/1 battle cry. If you play 2 spells this turn, deal 2 whole damage. Wow. Insane payoff for playing 2 spells. I guess it has Shudderwalk synergy. If your Shudderwalk could factor in the spells cast and, you know, could... this card's terrible. Like, why? I thought about including free Shaman stuff, because they're all horrendous, like Marabi and Icebreaker, but at least those were solid memes. Wartbringer's just bad. It's, like, disappointing. Like, why? He's so sad. Next, we have another epic. This is a Warlock spell, Ectomancy. 6 mana, summons copies of all the demons you control. And this card existed in a world where Skull the Monari and Possessed Lackey were, like, cards, and you could cheat out demons, and this was still horrendously terrible, as it was so expensive, and, like, if you have those demons on the board, you already win? Yikes. Again, this is usually cast off, like, random spells, and it never does anything. So at least it's good in that way. It can't cost you the game, since it does nothing. So that's cool. And then we have the card I spoke earlier that inspired the video, Death Revenant. A 5 mana 3/3 minion for warrior. It gains +1/+1 for each damaged minion. So, to make this worth it, there's got to be at least 3 damage minions on the board, and you get a 6/6, who cares? Like, are you building your deck around this? What is it doing? It doesn't have rush or charge, or doesn't have a tribe. This just isn't like Blizzard. What were they doing? But, you know, I'm sure Rothel will make a deck work with this someday, right? I should search. Maybe he's done it. But, like, why? Again, just, this is the most randomly terrible, pointless card. Ugh. Anyways. And, lastly, we're going to move on to some neutral cards here. First being, we're going to go over a couple legendaries that gotta be the worst legendaries ever to open. Like, you get excited, you see the orange glow, and it goes, whoa, legendary! And you get Harbinger Celestia. 4 mana 5/6 stealth. After your opponent plays a minion, getting a copy of it. Well, that's great when lackeys exist, and doomsayers, and fireflies, and patches, and deckhands, and swashbucklers, and every garbage tiny little token minion in the game is always out there. This card is complete and utter garbage. You're spending 4 mana for a 1/1 at best, really, honestly. It's probably going to get worse. Like, again, you make this a legendary? Why couldn't it just be like a common or something? Like, oh, jeez. I mean, it's even worse than Mirror Entity because it's not a secret and it's a legendary. It costs 4 mana. Ah! And speaking of overcosted terrible legendaries, we have the Boogie Monster, who's so bad he couldn't even see play in Battlegrounds and got removed from there. He's an 8 mana 6/7, so horrible stats. Whenever this attacks a minion and kills a minion, gain +2/+2. So let's say that minion's a 0 health minion, right? And you attack, 0 attack minion, and he gains the +2. Then you have an 8 mana 8/9. That's still garbage. And that never happens. And even you can get traded into it, it doesn't get buffed. You actually have to attack with it. There's no fun thing of, like, look at Questing Adventure. It's a 3 mana 2/2. You play a card, gain +1/+1. That's a 3-drop and it scales better than this piece of crap. Like, it's just, like, why? Why do they make these? They're just sucking the money out of our wallet, right? Oh my goodness, this card. I opened so many of these, like, it's so infuriating. Let's go over 2 more. We got 2 more epics. We're going to stick with the high cost cards, and we got, if you know what this card is before this picture pops up, I applaud you. Death Axe Punisher. Before I put the picture up, just think to yourself, what does this card do? Because I didn't know. It's a 4 mana 3/3. It gives a random lifesteal minion in your hand +2/+2. Yup. So that's like a 4 mana 5/5, kind of, that buffs a random lifesteal minion that has to be in your hand. So, like, the only card this could have ever been remotely good with was Vicious Scalehide, right? Because that at least has Rush. And this garbage card I've never seen it played. Literally have never seen someone drop this on the board. And even with Bittertide or Vicious Scalehide, it still never saw play. Why? And guess what? In my collection, I kid you not, I have 2 golden copies of this card. Nerf it or something. Give me a reason for I've gotten these cards. Come on. It's ridiculous. And last on the list, the worst meme I've ever seen. It's absolute garbage epic. Desert Obelisk, a 5 mana 0/3 minion. Wow, those are great stats, but it's got to be crazy, right? Well, if you control 3 of these at the end of your turn, you deal 5 whole damage to a random enemy. Wow, what a payoff. So you only have to get 5 of these pieces of garbage, and then they do 5 damage each. You have to go through like hoops and hoops and hoops to get this absolute garbage meme off, and then you're like never killing your opponent with this. You're probably not even clearing their board, and it's a freaking epic, and it does nothing. You can't even make a cool combo out of it. It's just the worst of pointless. Why would you ever make... It's just terrible. Why would you make these cards? Sorry, I just had to get this off my chest. It's a bit of a random ranting video, but hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want more stupid content like this, please let me know. And let me know in the comments below. Have you made these cards actually work, like, ever? So let me know what crazy combinations you made work with these cards. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. And we'll see you all tomorrow with... We'll see. Maybe something even more. Who knows? But anyways, have a good one. And stay salty, my friends.